Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, April 1st. It is April Fool's Day, but you will not find any pranks or anything from me. Not super into pranks. That's just my personal opinion. That has nothing to do with this podcast because this podcast is about knitting and books and baking and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do the most. Last week we did have some baking and books. Not sure about this week, but that's okay. I do have a lot of knitting to share with you, which is very exciting, and also just general knittingness and drinking tea and enjoying the tea and stuff like that. So if you would like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram if you'd like to go follow me over on there. I also work at a yarn store. It is called The Modern Skein. It's in Montgomery, Texas. I will link all the stuff, my social media, the store's social media and website, and then also all the show notes in my blog, or the link to my blog will be down below if you're on YouTube. So you can go and check out all the important information, just all that jazz, fun times. Go check it out. Whoop, whoop. So yeah, like I said, I have a lot of knitting to share with you guys. It's seemingly not a lot, but I know that it is a lot, in fact. So it's just, I don't know how to talk about it always when I know there's a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot, but it also feels like a lot at the same time. I don't know, it's confusing. Anyway, let's get into that. So if you would like to go grab something tasty to drink, whether it be tea, hot or cold, or something to snack upon, or an animal to snuggle, or laundry to fold, or something to craft upon, or all of the above, you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. That is a good cup of tea. Woo, so good. So, everyone, very quickly, let's discuss the weather in Houston, because who doesn't love talking about the weather? I'm sorry, for some reason I'm looking at all these books on my shelf and I'm wanting to read all of them now. Not that I haven't, but there's some books on there that I haven't read. Anyway, that's not relevant right now. It's very cold. And it's April 1st, which is kind of funny that it worked out that way because it's currently like in the high 40s. Right now, it's like 48 degrees. And that's just crazy. And it's so cold. Brisk northerly wind, which is why I'm all bundled up today. I wore a hand knit sweater to church yesterday. It was awesome because it was cold again yesterday. It was so amazing. So I'm not complaining, but it is like, what is the weather doing? I have no idea. Happy April Fools. It's now cold again. Woo. But again, I'm not complaining just because I get to wear more knitted items and I get to bundle up more and I get to snuggle up with a book. Or side note, I have a Kindle now, a Kindle Fire 8 something. I don't know what the actual technical name is. My iPad died several weeks ago, and so I did research trying to figure out what would be best to get next, because my iPad, or now my Kindle, is largely how I do all my reading, which, yes, I know there is a lot of importance and niceness in reading from a physical book, but if you're knitting at the same time, it's really hard to keep your book open. So, well, I'll just say that I do appreciate the whole, like, actual holding a book, being able to smell a book, because goodness knows I do love smelling books, but having an actual physical copy does make it hard to knit. So that way, or because of that, I am more for reading on your phone or your Kindle, your iPad, or your computer, whatever you want to read on, just because it makes that much easier. That is my personal opinion, though. That is just mine. What I have come to the conclusion of. So my iPad did come last week, which was super exciting. I've used it a lot. And I feel like my reading has gone back up, which is very exciting. And I know I'm doing this segment out of order because I normally do books after knitting, but I'm just super excited. So which is why I was looking at these books and just figuring out like which ones can I get online copies of if I can, and if not, then when do I want to read them and stuff like that. So I'm just very, very excited that I can read more easily now with being able to knit at the same time. So, side note, very exciting, I have a Kindle. It doesn't have a name. I don't know if I'm gonna name it, but it's in a fun case. Anyway, I have finished objects, everyone. I'm so proud of this. It's beautiful and it's blocked and none of the ends are woven in. Surprise, surprise. Are any of my ends woven in? No one would really know. If they're on the inside of a sweater, I could have just left them. Sometimes no one needs to know if not all your ends got woven in. That's okay. Anyway, so this was a test knit that I did for Melody Hoffman, or her username on Instagram and Ravelry is B Mandarins. Not sure how that's pronounced, but that's how it could be pronounced. She is a wonderful designer, and I have so enjoyed test knitting this for her. Our due date is, or our timeline for this sweater was April 15th, and I'm obviously ahead of that because this is done. I'm not sure when the pattern will be out officially for you guys, but I'll keep you guys updated for that. Side note, before I show this to you, last week I think as I was uploading, or as I was editing the day that I recorded, the Mycroft sweater did come out by Isabel Kramer, which is the one that I test knit earlier in February? In March. When did I cast? It had to have been in March. I don't remember. The one that I did previously, that was like the heathery tealy blue with the broken rib on the top. That pattern is out now, and you can go knit one for yourself. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. Like, it's such a good pattern, and it's a great second, first, third sweater if you're wanting something easy, but it's got a little bit of spice in it with the broken rib, and it's also like a very classic shape. It's a good staple to have. It's got a very nice neckline. Again, Isabel Kramer can do no wrong with her patterns. They are truly amazing, and I want to knit all of them, but time and yarn is an issue. I say this with yarn behind me, but as we all know, as all knitters know, once you see something and you have something envisioned in a certain color, you usually never have that color available. It somehow always works out that way. I don't know why, and it's very unfortunate that it does, but unless you know that you have something in your stash specifically for this thing, it just doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't always work. And then it just makes you be more creative and use your stash and just work with that, and that's always good, but not always the easiest thing to do. But it's still fun in the end, and plus in the end you can be like, yo, I put these colors together from my stash. I didn't have to get any yarn. It was awesome. I feel super great about it. So that's super side note. Anyway, let's get back to what I was about to show you. My finished. This sweater doesn't have a name yet. It's currently, I believe it's called Folksy, but I don't know if that name is going to be changed, but this is what it looks like. I'm very excited about it. Da da da, da da da, da 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 da. It fits perfectly. I'm so excited about it, everyone. Like, I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am with this sweater. I used Knit Picks palette in the Mai Tai colorway, which is this corally, peachy, salmony color. This light gray line of stitches is Finley Heather, and then the main color, which again, it's not showing up correctly on camera and assumingly on your computer, and you really kind of have to look at it up close to see what color it is, but it is a dark teal. It looks like navy or black, but it's actually like a very dark teal. And I say that and now I can't remember what colorway name it is, but it is also Knit Picks palette. Got some color work, got some bobbles. It's a yoke top down sweater. You pick up your sleeves after you're done with the body, easy peasy. Like once you're done with the yoke, it's like smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. So I'm just very, very happy with this. Oh, there's also short rows to make it fit better, because who doesn't love a good short row in the back to make it fit better? Always a plus. So yeah, this was just a wonderful opportunity. I have been wanting to test knit for Melody for a very long time. It just never worked out, and that's totally understandable. She has amazing test knitters, and I was super excited to be part of this one in particular because I really wanted to make this sweater. So I am so excited to have this finished, and now I can wear it. Because it is a fingering weight sweater, because of the nature of Knit Picks, I'm hoping that I can wear it occasionally. I think we'll have a couple of cooler days left, maybe. We'll see. But if not, I am looking forward to wearing it in the fall once it starts cooling down again. So I'm just so excited that I got it done. I knit that in like a week and a half. No. Yes, a week and a half. Because I believe I cast it off officially last Thursday. Or Friday. Thursday or Friday. So almost 2 weeks, just barely under 2 weeks. And for a fingering weight sweater with color work, I'm pretty proud of that. Granted, again, none of the ends are woven in, but that's okay. We just won't tell anybody. And it's not like it's blatantly obvious that I have ends hanging off of everywhere. But we can pretend to be Stephen West and just embrace the ends that we have and not weave them in. Or we can take nice pictures, and that would require weaving in the ends. But yes, there are a lot of ends, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Again, that's currently named the Folksy Sweater. I'm not sure if that name is going to be changed, but that's by Melody Hoffman, or B Mandarins, or Bemandarins, or I'm not sure how that's pronounced. It was a wonderful sweater. I would not say that's a beginning sweater, and I know I'm looking off and I'm looking at it. I would not say it's a beginning sweater. No, well, if you had knit several sweaters and you were wanting to try top down, the only thing that I would say that you needed to know ahead of time would be to catch your floats and lock them down, because there are quite a few times in the colorwork pattern that you have a long stretch of one color and then you have only like one of the opposite color. So it requires a lot of, not a lot of, but it just requires some thinking and being smart about knitting colorwork, especially in a yoked garment. So not too challenging. If you really want to make this, I say make it, because I don't think you'll ever regret it, because it's just so cute and it's a super fun experience in it. Plus it's got bobbles. How can we say no to bobbles? I know some people don't like bobbles, and I can totally see why, because they're kind of sometimes a pain to knit, but I really enjoy them. I think they're fun, and granted they do take a lot of time to knit. Bobbles are very time consuming, but the effect that they give in the end is super cute and very worth it. So I would highly recommend it. It's a good, bobbles are highly recommended. This sweater is highly recommended. Not sure when it's going to come out yet, but I'll keep you guys updated on that for sure. And yeah, so that's my finished object. Tea break. Yay, tea break. Okay, so I have 2 items that I've worked on this week, but it's literally just been plain knitting, which isn't super exciting. But it was good knitting because, again, I now have a Kindle. I can read more better. That was very grammatically correct of me. I can read better more now. That's one way to say it. I'm reading more and I'm reading better more easily. There we go. You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. So this is a fun fact, little story time side note. This is a very, I don't have any bags that really match this. This seems in my collection of knitting bags, though I'm sure everyone's knitting bag collection is a little bit of everything, and that's the beauty of handmade items, especially in the crafting, knitting, crocheting, fiber world. You have a wonderful diverse collection of stuff that you can use and stuff that makes you happy. I don't have anything that looks like this in my collection. This was a project bag that Sam picked out for me specifically while we were dating. I believe this was our first Christmas together, the second time that we were dating, because we did a little bit sophomore year of college, then we broke up, and then we got back together. Long story short. But, so the second time that we were dating, he got me this for Christmas, and he went and found it on Etsy himself, and I think the bag came from somewhere very far away in Europe. I don't remember where, so it took a really long time to get here, and he was worried that it wouldn't get here on time, but it did, and it's this linen-y project bag with owls, and now over time, since that was a very long time ago, it's now very soft, and it's one of my favorite bags. Sometimes the zipper catches, but like that's literally the only downside, and that's very rare. So I love this little project bag, and it's just a fun reminder of how sweet and supportive Sam has always been of my knitting, and it just means it's very special to me. So this is the home to some sleeves for my Lady Mademoiselle Dandelion cardigan. Here is sleeve number 1, and here is sleeve number 2. I did have a needle change halfway through sleeve number 2. And I don't think you can really tell the change in my gauge or how I was knitting, but we're just gonna pretend that it's really not an issue. Normally it'd be a bigger deal, but I just really want to finish the sweater, and I know that, once again, the beauty of blocking things. Blocking saves everything, it hides everything, it's perfect. So sleeve 1, sleeve 2, very easy, just in the round until the end of time with increases every so often. And then I believe I have an inch left of the body, and then I can connect everything together and hopefully get it done soon, which is super awesome. This sleeve has been my friend recently while I've been reading. This is my yarn, whoops. This is Cascade 220 fingering. And I think it's something like Frosted Heather or something like that. So it's a beautiful colorway. I really want to get this done for the summer because it's like a very delicate fingering. Like, I realize that when it, like, you knit it up and you block it, it blooms, but it's still a very lightweight yarn, and also the color is just very perfect for the summertime. So been working on the sleeve, didn't work on the body, which is why I'm not showing you the body. Also because the body is somewhere in a bag. That sounds concerning. The body of the sweater that I'm working on is in a bag somewhere in my living room, and I'm not quite sure off the top of my head where it is. I know it's in there, but I just don't know which bag. because there are so many projects in there, which, by the way, everyone, thank you so much for your response to being a 5 to 10 to 15 project person. I'm glad I'm not alone. I knew I wasn't alone, but it's always nice when you say something and then you hear people are like, I'm the same way too. It's like, yes, I know I'm not alone. There's nothing wrong with having 5 to 10 to 15 projects on the needles. It's just, you have options, you have variety, and like, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with having multiple projects on your needles. And then you also have the ones that you don't want to talk about. As someone commented, Cassandra commented, that we don't even talk about those ones, and that's totally understandable. And I completely agree. So yes, thank you for that little bit of pleasure. That was so wonderful, so funny. Side note, or was it not side note, we're just continuing on with my knitting. This is living in my knitting bag that my mom brought me back from France. This is the La Amure knitting bag, one of their knitting bags. And ultimately this girl, she's conjugating or declining, I don't remember which one, the word that basically means to knit color work or to knit Fair Isle or something like that. So this was my bag that she gave me, which was super sweet. Living inside of it is my no frill sweater by Petite Knit. I'm knitting it out of Pop Grunge by La Bien-Aimée. So we have a very funky vibe. I love it so much. It is absolutely stunning. I've divided for the sleeves, obviously, which is more than had happened last week. We went to go see the new Captain Marvel movie with my parents and my brother, and obviously my husband was there as well. And so this was my movie theater knitting, which is perfect because I had divided for the sleeves that day, knowing that we were going to the movies. And got about that much done in the movies, which I could have done better, but that's okay. I'm still happy with this progress. Again, this will probably be my movie theater reading project for right now. I have a project that I'm getting ready to get into a mindless section, which I'm very excited about just because I'm making progress. So that's super awesome. I really like having multiple mindless projects to work on while I'm reading, because sometimes I don't always want to work on a sweater. Sometimes I might want to work on a shawl that has endless increases in garter stitch or something like that. I have no idea, just as an example. And so it's nice having like a sweater or 2 sweaters as an option, just to knit on the body or the sleeves, and then have a shawl as an option. So it's good. You gotta plan ahead. You gotta have specific knitting for your reading time, don't you know? This is an awesome pattern. It's a really great beginning sweater pattern if you're looking for a pullover, a basic pullover. I know several people who have knit this as their first sweater and they succeeded marvelously. I believe that is correctly said. I could be completely wrong. So yes, it's by Petite Knit. It's very good, just fingering weight. The original pattern has you hold mohair with it. My mom and I are not doing that. We are just holding our single as a single. She is knitting the same one with Pop Grunge, and I actually saw hers today because I saw her, and it looks awesome. She is halfway through her second sleeve, which is very exciting. The first sleeve looked awesome, just the rest of the sweater in general looked amazing, and so it's just very inspirational again to get mine done or just make progress with mine because it's just super cute. I love it so much. And again, good things to go with high-waisted jeans or high-waisted skirts or shorts or overalls, like for real overalls, so cute. Love overalls. Dresses, over dresses, really anything. yes, there's just, the options are endless. So I'm very excited just about the general sweater direction that I have been taking this year. I'm very happy with my progress in regards to knitting sweaters, and I'm just proud of the progress that I've also made, because I've already knit two like from the start sweaters, and I've also finished, oh no, 3, because there's the one for the class, and technically it's not done, but like I knit a sweater, like a full sweater, so that's 3 sweaters from start to finish in the 3 months of this year, and then I finished another really old one. So, and that was the one that I wore on Sunday, which is super exciting. So, I'm just really happy with my like urge and like inspiration to finish all my sweaters and be able to wear them and stuff like that. So that's really exciting. I hope that's inspirational to you. Please don't be afraid of sweaters. They are really not that hard. Yes, there are a lot of components, but if you take them little piece by piece, bit by bit, they're really not that bad. And plus, if you have the wonderful amazingness that is the knitting community with like YouTube and Instagram and knitting friends and yarn stores, then you have like a plethora of knowledge, and you can easily do anything. And now I have a Snapchat, and it's just, it's wonderful to have all that information at your fingertips in order to do something. If you are stuck on something, a certain increase, or how in the world do you divide for the sleeves, or how in the world do you cast off a sleeve, the internet is your friend. Also, yarn stores are your friend. Or you can ask me if you have questions. Send me a message on Instagram or whatever. I would be happy to answer you. I can't promise that I would answer right away, but I would be happy to help you if I can somehow explain it through Instagram or whatever however you message me. I would be happy to do that. So don't be afraid of sweaters. They are your friend. You feel so good after you finish one, and they are so awesome, so everyone should knit sweaters if they want to. You don't have to knit sweaters to be a true knitter. That is not the case. Don't be pressured into knitting a sweater if you don't want to. But I'm just telling you that they're so much fun, and hello, they were excited about knitting sweaters too. That's why they were honking their horn so much. So yes. And the sweater rant. Think about knitting a sweater if you haven't. They are truly wonderful. I love them so much. So, lastly, in my knitting, what I have done knitting-wise, I'll move this out because we will talk about that later, this is living in my Fringe Field Supply bag and my toffee one, which is also, I realized that I haven't used this one as much just because I got my yellow one and it's become my happy bag with all my pins on it. I still love this one. This was my original one. It's very soft, and it's been very loved over the years, so I don't want to forget about my toffee one. So, living inside of this is my Zweig. My Zweig, where is the front? Where are my short rows? Believe that's what thread they are? I don't actually know. Oh, that would make sense because that's my hair in the back. I know what I'm talking about, I really do. Also, I definitely sing to myself all the time. You can just ask Sam or people at the yarn store, because I do that. I also say boop when I do things, which I don't realize that I do them, that I do that. But if I'm like checking someone out and I'm scanning their stuff, I always go boop. I'm slipping stitches on someone's project, I go boop. I have no idea. It's just what I do. And I fully embrace that, and I think that's hilarious. But yes, I also sing to myself. Anyway, this is my Zweig. I've made quite a bit of progress. Because last time you guys saw this, who want to see some progress, because I've made some massive progress, everyone. Last time I showed it to you, I was here. Boop. Again, with the boop. I finished the lace and I've started the color work on the bottom. Oh man. I am very excited to wear this. The lace was interesting. I'll say that. And I say that because it's not that I like loved it. I wouldn't say that I loved it, but I also wouldn't say that I hated it either. It was just kind of there. I think the thing that made it challenging for me was that there are seemingly thousands of stitches in this round, because again it is a top down, it's a yoked, so you start with the neck, you cast on fewer, and then you increase to accommodate your shoulders and your sleeves and the body, and then you divide. And there are so many stitches. And doing lace repeats all the way around for 200 and something stitches, and then you end up with 300 and something stitches, and it's just like, hi, it's very long rows, very long rows. And also the day that I was working on this, I was just exhausted for some reason and like had no energy to really finish these rows, which I know is a very lazy reason to not work on it. But yes, again, if you were at the yarn store that day, you would know I was laying my head on the couch and I didn't really want to finish this, but I did. I finished the last, I did what I've gotten up to here last night, so I did maybe 7 rows of the lace, the last 7 rows, and then I started the color work, and oh my goodness, it's so nice to have moved on. And again, this is Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. This color is Marfa. For Madeline Tosh, it's Madeline Tosh Sock, and then this color is the Cordovan, which I say that wrong all the time. It's Malabrigo Sock. It's like this beautiful whiskey barrel-y color. It's stunning. I love it. I will be doing this a little bit more cropped, because why not? I love all things cropped at this point. If I can crop it, I will. Not sure about the sleeve length at this point, but that's okay. Yes, I'm very excited about this. And again, once I finish this color work section and divide for the sleeves, it's smooth sailing. The original one has a cable cross pattern on the body and the sleeves. I will not be doing that. Not because I don't like it and I now have a text message. Not because I don't like it, but just because I think I would like it more if it didn't have that. And I know I would enjoy knitting it more. So that is just my personal preference. That is how I'm going to do it. So yes, my Zweig, loving it. It's going great. Soon it will become a mindless project. Very excited about that. Hopefully by next week, I don't know where I will be progress-wise. I feel like this is, side note, let's discuss this. Let's discuss this. Let's scoot forward a little bit, because I always do that. Do you guys notice that? I start off back here normally, and by the end of it, I've scooted forward in my chair. I don't know why. Anyway, I feel like I have had a tendency to do better with my projects if I don't say what I will have accomplished for next week. Does that make sense? Not always, though. Like, I'll say what I would like to have done, but I'm not going to say I will have this done by next week. I would like to have divided for the sleeves of my Zweig. I would like to have started on the body for my Zweig, but I will not promise, excuse me, something in my throat. I will not promise to have it done. Maybe that's just me, and I feel like I'm just more successful when I don't promise to get things done. Maybe? I don't know. I really have no idea. I'm just making things up at this point. I don't know. I have thought more about the working monogamously on certain items. I would say that this Zweig is a good one, but I don't know. I'd really like to get the Lady Mademoiselle Dandelion done. That should probably be what I work on. I don't know. I really don't know. So we'll figure it out, but I really do think that I want to do that just because I know that will help me get things done. And now we're in a new month, so my Languishing Whips 2019 has been brought back down to 0. Hopefully I will finish 1, maybe 2, at least 1. That is the minimum, the goal, to finish at least 1 Languishing Whip that is older than 6 months. I have a lot of them to pick from. I have several small ones, I have several big ones. So I need to pull one of those out and take it with me to work tomorrow, because I feel like taking it to work and working on it at the store is always very like, people have seen it now, they hadn't seen it before. That is motivational for me to get things done. Once people know that I'm working on it, and then I know that people will ask me about it if I don't work on it for a while, and then it's like, well, yeah, I do need to finish that. See, because the knitting store, the yarn store, is a very wonderful way to hold myself accountable in regards to that. So that's really nice, and I do appreciate that. And of course everyone does it in a nice way. There's no meanness or nastiness about it, because it's just knitting. It's just knitting. So I need to pick something out. I know there are small things. And I don't know. There's so many things I want to cast on, but like I don't really know what I'm really, really passionate about right now. I will tell you this, another side note. I feel like I'm just very passionate about the Sultana. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, because we looked up how to pronounce it and I got many different ways to pronounce it and I don't know. And then I heard how to pronounce it and I feel like I'm saying it wrong again, and I really don't know. It's the new sweater pattern by Caitlin Hunter. It's a cropped one with the color work on the top. Surprise, surprise. Again, it's cropped. Short sleeves. So cute. Good stash buster. Such a good stash buster. See, this is another one where it would be like so awesome. Like, this shelf is just DK that would work. As is this shelf. Like, this would be awesome. I don't know, should we pull out colors now? Should we do that? Would that be fun? Let's pull up some colors, shall we? Let's do some stash diving. I really like this one. That would be fun. Also, though I'm showing these up to you, I do not promise to do these combinations because I really don't know. I really want to think about it. But I do love this. See, this is the really nice thing, is that because it doesn't take very much. Ooh. Like, it doesn't take very much, so you can do a lot. Ooh. Okay, I think we need one more color. We go pink. Ooh. Oh my goodness. What? Oh! Everyone, is this my Soldana? I think this might be my Soldana. So excited about this. even if this doesn't turn into this particular sweater, I love this color combination. Like, this is just stunning. I don't know which colors would go where, but that's okay. Oh man, this combo is staying out. Like, I am just very inspired by this. Shall we pull out some more? Can we do more? I feel like we totally can. Like, it's just, you don't have to have full skeins of everything, which I think is wonderful. So like I could use this little bit left over. Ooh, this will be pretty. I think I like the hot pink more. Oh, what if we switch that out? Oh, here we go. Here's another option. I'm apologizing, I'm very spacey. Very pretty. I like that. Okay. I really like this color, which I do have a lot of. Let's pull this one out. Ooh. Ooh, okay, what color for the third one, or fourth one? Excuse me. No, too similar. Oopies, we dropped something. I don't know what we dropped. I feel like we need like a pop. Ooh. I have Edison bulb. Where is my Edison bulb? Hold on, everyone. Let me go get my Edison bulb. Everyone. Like, what is this? What is this? This is so beautiful. This is just very inspirational, everyone. Thank you for being a part of this today. Do you have an opinion? Do you have a combo that you like particularly more than another? Oh my goodness, everyone. What about this? Hold on. I'm just getting too excited about these color combos, everyone. I do apologize. It's very hard to see. Oh, that would be so cool. Like, that would be so amazing. Oh man. Oh wait, I know. This one. Like, that would be so pretty. Oh, I think that's it. I've said that about all these combos and I really have no idea. Okay, I'm bringing these to work tomorrow and we'll go through them and we'll see, but like, this is just, oh my goodness. I really, really badly wanted to make this pullover, and it will happen. It will happen. Believe you me, it will happen. I don't know when, but it will happen. Okay, what else can we do? What else can we do? Which one is this? Ooh. Ooh, wait, I have this one? Oh, man. Oh, just have to throw all these in a big bag. Fun times are ahead. Yeah, there's just really nothing that beats knowing that you want to make something and then being able to pull from your stash. It doesn't always work that way. Again, believe you me, because that's the new phrase to say, it doesn't always work that way, because there are so many times where there's something that I want to make it, but I have something specific in my mind that I don't have in my stash. Granted, I may be able to build on my stash and make it work, but not always. Not always. So, that is very exciting. Whew, that's going to be very hard to resist casting on. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna need some opinions. I'm gonna be asking around. Leave your vote in the comments, please. Shall we do some, oh, those two together. Oh man. like, ooh, here we go. This is very fun. I feel like we should do this more often, where I just pull randomly from my stash and I have forgotten about what I have, so then I'm really excited about things that I find. I'm sure this doesn't happen to just me. I have truly forgotten what is in some of the things that are in my stash. It is real. It happens. But when you find things, it's just like, what? I forgot that I had that. That's so exciting, and now I can put it in this thing that I really want to make, and I'm just so excited. Can you tell that I'm excited? Because I'm very excited. So yes, that is hopefully a future project. I really want to make it, and I don't really care that it's a DK weight, and I know that I won't be able to wear it for a while, but it's just so cute. I'm just really distracted by all these color combos. But I also don't want to get things in my tea. I love this one. What's the third one we can put with this one? I magically have a lot of like one skein. Would this blend together too much? I feel like that would blend together too much. But we need to include this one. This is a lot of Madeline Tosh DK and a lot of Madeline Tosh Rios and Arroyo and such. What's another one we could put with this? Ooh. I like that. I apologize. I don't know what all was caught in that, but my camera battery died because I just got super excited about my yarn. We're going to stop with that so I can finish this episode, because it's just going to turn into me geeking out about my stash. But now you know a little bit more about my DK weight stash that is back here, and slightly in there, but mainly here. Fun times. I hope you enjoyed that. In regards to books and baking, I haven't yet baked my cookies that I hope to make today. They're going to be chocolate chip with toffee bits and brown butter, but I'm not going to do the brown butter because I don't really have time to do that, so it's okay. Plus I think the caramely taste from the toffee bits will like change that, or it will replace that, so it won't be like there's no that type of a flavor. So, and books, again, if you want to be with my friend on Goodreads, that would be awesome. You can see what I'm reading, I can see what you're reading, we can recommend books to each other. I would love that. So yes, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. I do not promise, but I would like to have my Zweig sleeves and body divided, and hopefully working on one of the two. Maybe making more progress on my Lady Mademoiselle Dandelion and my no frills. Maybe casting on a new sweater. I don't know. Finding a new languishing whip to work on that's small. So yes. I think Lady Mademoiselle Dandelion will be my big whip for April. Probably. We'll see. And my eyes have just gotten very itchy, and I think it's probably from the dust on this yarn that got pulled out. So this is a sign that this podcast should come to an end. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there. In addition to that, like I have mentioned in this episode and at the top of the episode, I do work at a yarn store, The Modern Skein. All that information, the online store, if you'd like to come and hang out with us, that will be wonderful. All of that will be in the show notes. So please go check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy this week's episode, even though I ramble quite a bit. If you are an old-time viewer, you know that I do ramble a lot, but that's part of what makes me me, and I am proud of that. to a certain degree, and then it becomes a little overwhelming, and then we kind of try and trim it back a little bit. But yes, I'm very distracted by this pile of DK that I've created by the side of me, and I just really want to cast it on now, but I don't know what color combo, and I just need people's opinions. And yes, okay, enough. We'll just continue on, and hopefully maybe next week I'll have a color combo to show you, or started sweater. I don't know. No promises. I'm not gonna make any promises. Who knows? Who knows? So I believe that is all that I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.